Are you an empath or know someone who is? And you want to know more about their powers? Keep on watching. Hey, I'm Rana from CCM, where our mission is to help people to better life mentally and emotionally. The very first thing, and that is the most obvious one for almost everyone, is feeling other people's emotions. Because when you are an empath, when you have a conversation with someone, you feel their emotions and you feel it more detailed than the average person. And that can be really good sometimes, because I have been in some situation when I sit and talk to someone and they tell me about something and they can't really put the words on it, and they have hard describing what it is that they are feeling. When I then try and help them to describe it and say some words or something like that, it's very often that they feel like I am on the spot with what they are feeling. And when you do feel more about what our other people feels, and when you are more exact in that feeling, like you know what they feel more exactly than just that they feel bad or that they are sad, it's easier to help them, because you know from where they are, you know from where they stand in their situation. For the average person, when they walk into a room, they can feel the overall feeling of the room. But for an empath, you can feel it more like direct and more, you can see it more detailed, and you can also see the difference in the room. You can see that if I walk into a room and I feel like everyone is kind of happy, like you have this happy feeling in the room, but I can also spot two people who aren't happy directly. And that is kind of the thing with empaths, that you see more in the room than the average person do, which is a real superpower, because you can use that information in whatever way you want to use it for. The third superpower an empath has is that they can really spot when someone is lying. And although many empaths get fooled sometimes, and me myself, I am included, but the thing is that when you are an empath, it's easier to spot a lie, because when the general people spot a lie, they look for different clues about someone lying, because we can use different body language to show that we are lying. But for an empath, we don't really need to have those clues as much, because we can feel the feeling, and a person feel a bit different when they are lying and not. For me, I have a bit hard to know, like I can spot a lie, but I'm having a bit hard to know if someone is lying genuine or not like genuine. And what I mean with that is that if someone is lying and know that they are lying, or if someone is lying and they don't know it. Because sometimes we lie to ourselves, and when we lie to ourselves, it's more about myself want to feel better, and it's kind of doing unconsciously sometimes. And I can see so many lies. I can go through a street and see people lying to each other, but it's not like I tell people that they are lying, because firstly, I don't know most of the time if it's genuine or not. And secondly, people feel bad when they get called out, and most of the times it doesn't really matter for me if someone is lying or not. So it doesn't really need for me I have to put in the focus. For an empath, it's important to learn which emotions are my emotions and which emotions is someone else. And with that, they learn more about the body and their intuition. Like an empath person normally is better into their intuition than the average person, which just has to be because they need to notice the difference, because it's very hard to live otherwise, because otherwise everyone's feelings feels like yourself's feelings, and you can't really get rid of anything. So by doing that, getting notice which are mine and which are others, you can put feelings away from you. But that thing makes people, or makes empaths, normally on average better in tuned and have a better intuition than the average person. And that doesn't mean like they are like that person will always be. It's more like if an empath doesn't try to strengthen their intuition, and if a person doesn't strengthen their intuition, the empaths normally have a little bit better intuition. Although, like, empaths, as much as everyone else, doubt their intuitions. And that is the thing that empaths need. For this to be a superpower, they need to start to believe in it and notice it and don't doubt it as much. The last thing is that they know when something is up. When I have a conversation with someone, and even if we have a happy conversation, I feel when something is up, and I'm just waiting for them to tell me, because most of the time it is things that they want to tell me. Sometimes it is stuff that they don't want to tell me and I don't get to know it, but that's the thing, that even if you pretend to be happy, or even if you try to have this small talk first, as an empath, people know, like empaths knows when something is up, and they are just waiting for you to tell them. If you or your friend wakes up in the middle of the night, or wakes up on the morning feeling totally drained, watch this video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Take care.